That was a really painful time. I'm sorry.
Jada Pinkett Smith is a powerhouse in Hollywood, an acclaimed actress, producer, and fierce advocate. But beneath her glamorous exterior lies a shocking past. Did you know she once held a knife to her boyfriend's throat and even wrestled with thoughts of ending her own life? Now, in an eye-opening revelation, Jada is ready to pull back the curtain and expose the dark struggles she faced. What secrets will she unveil? Join us as we dive into Jada's extraordinary journey and uncover the haunting yet inspiring truths that lie within. You won't want to miss this. She dealt drugs in her teen years. Growing up in a household where her mother, Adrienne Banfield Norris, struggled with heroin addiction, Jada was acutely aware of the impact drugs had on her community. In an October 2023 interview with People, she reflected on the omnipresence of drugs in her life, stating, "Drugs were going to touch you, period. You could use them, you could sell them, but there was no being in an environment like that and drugs not touch you." In a bid to assert some control over her tumultuous life, Jada made the difficult choice to engage in drug dealing. Her motivations weren't rooted in a desire to use drugs, rather she sought financial independence. "I wasn't trying to use drugs," she explained. "I wanted money so that I could be independent. I wanted to take care of myself." This decision, while offering her a sense of autonomy, also pulled her deeper into a world fraught with peril. The cash flow from her dealings provided a temporary sense of security, but the risks were substantial. Jada acknowledged the dangerous situation she faced and the harm her choices inflicted on others. "It put me into a lot of danger, and I hurt a lot of people along the way," she confessed, reflecting on the complexity of her past decisions. During this tumultuous phase, Jada also formed a significant bond with Tupac Shakur, a friendship that would leave a lasting impression on both their lives. However, their paths were beginning to diverge at that time. In a 2017 interview with Sway's Universe, Jada shared that she was ready to move away from the street life just as Tupac was becoming increasingly entrenched in it. When Jada eventually left Baltimore for Los Angeles, she brought with her the fierce determination and resilience she had developed while navigating the challenges of her youth. The skills she honed in the gritty streets of Baltimore became invaluable tools in her pursuit of success in the fiercely competitive entertainment industry. As she transitioned into Hollywood, Jada's experiences informed her approach to her career. The boldness she exhibited during her teenage years helped her to navigate the cutthroat world of acting and music, allowing her to carve out a niche for herself that was both authentic and empowering. Jada Pinkett Smith once brandished a knife at her ex. Although Jada has stated that she has never experienced a physically abusive relationship, there was a time when she felt profoundly threatened by someone she had once cared for. During a November 2018 episode of Red Table Talk, she opened up about a particularly frightening encounter with an ex, whom she described as a sweet guy, but with tendencies of violence. On one harrowing night, Jada's ex exhibited aggressive behavior that left her feeling unsafe and vulnerable. In an instinctive bid for self-protection, she made the desperate choice to arm herself. "I remember grabbing a big old knife from the kitchen and hiding in his son's room," she recounted, her voice tinged with the memory of fear. "I'll never forget. He came through the back sliding door, creeping like he was going to sneak up on me. As he drew closer, she knew she had to confront him. Stepping out of the bedroom, she firmly declared, 'Don't come near me.' In a chilling moment, he responded with a line that felt all too familiar, one straight from a movie script. 'You think I would hurt you? I would never do that to you.' It was in that instant that Jada realized the gravity of her situation and the danger she was truly in. Reflecting on that night, Jada credits filmmaker Spike Lee with helping her escape from what could have escalated into a dire situation. At that time, he had been reaching out to her regarding a role in his film Girl 6. She seized that moment as her chance to break free. "I used Spike as an excuse to get on that plane," she revealed, expressing her gratitude for the timing that allowed her to safely distance herself from the relationship. The experience was not just a personal story, but a profound lesson about recognizing red flags in relationships. Jada's willingness to share this part of her life has opened the door for discussions about the importance of self-defense and awareness in potentially harmful situations. She has since become an advocate for emotional well-being and safety, encouraging others to trust their instincts when they feel threatened. The stars struggle with addiction. Jada Pinkett Smith has been candid about her family's struggles with addiction, and during her conversations on Red Table Talk, she revealed that she, too, has felt its powerful grip. Over the years, her journey with addiction has manifested in different forms. "I definitely think I had some kind of sex addiction," she confessed, explaining that at one point in her life, she thought that sex could be the answer to all her problems. Reflecting on that tumultuous time, Jada emphasized that it wasn't merely the physical act that indicated an issue, but rather the motivations behind it. "It's not what you're doing, but why you're doing it," she articulated. "If you want to have a lot of sex, that's perfectly fine. But the real question is, why are you engaging in all that?" This introspection highlighted the importance of understanding the root causes of one's behavior. Jada also described herself as someone prone to binging and developing various addictions. "I always have to keep an eye on myself and how easily I can become obsessed with things," she admitted, illustrating her ongoing awareness of her tendencies. One particularly alarming moment came during what she referred to as her rock bottom with alcohol. Alone in her house, she found herself opening a third bottle of wine after already finishing 2. It was a sobering realization. You're in this house by yourself, reaching for a third bottle of wine. You might have a problem. This wake-up call was pivotal for Jada, prompting her to quit drinking cold turkey, a significant milestone in her ongoing battle against addiction. Since then, she has worked diligently to maintain her sobriety, recognizing that the path to healing involves continuous self-reflection and accountability. Jada's openness about her experiences has sparked vital discussions around addiction, mental health, and the importance of seeking help. She has become an advocate for those struggling with similar issues, encouraging others to confront their demons and find healthier coping mechanisms. She faced the dark thought of ending it all. Jada Pinkett Smith has openly discussed the profound impact that drugs and addiction had on her life from a young age, ultimately leading her into a dark and challenging period. During an episode of Red Table Talk, she shared a deeply personal story from when she was just 20 years old, a time when she found herself contemplating suicide. In a moment of sheer desperation, she reached out to her mother for support. "I experienced an emotional breakdown that significantly impacted my mental health," she revealed. "I had moved to LA and tasted some success, but I quickly discovered that success wasn't the cure-all I thought it would be. It didn't solve my problems. In fact, it seemed to exacerbate them. I found myself in a very suicidal state." Jada reflected on her initial belief that achieving success would somehow shield her from emotional turmoil. In her quest for relief, she was prescribed Prozac. "They put me on it just to help me reach a point where I could articulate what I was going through, just to function," she explained. However, the medication had an unexpected side effect that frustrated her. It completely dampened her sex drive. Feeling dissatisfied with the situation, she eventually made the decision to stop taking the medication. Therapy, too, didn't yield the results she was hoping for. Disheartened, Jada felt compelled to take control of her healing journey. "I had to dig deep and confront some of the false beliefs I was holding on to," she expressed. "I also had to learn to let go and come to terms with the reality of life as it is." Although she ultimately chose to discontinue both therapy and medication, Jada acknowledged that these approaches can be incredibly beneficial for many individuals. They simply weren't the right fit for her. Throughout her experience, Jada has become a vocal advocate for mental health awareness, emphasizing the importance of finding what works best for each person. She encourages others who struggle with similar feelings to seek help, whether through therapy, medication, or self-exploration. Jada believes that the path to healing is unique for everyone, and she stresses that it's okay to take different routes in that journey. She was crushed by Tupac's tragic death. Their friendship began on Jada's first day at the Baltimore School for the Arts, where they quickly developed a deep connection. Initially, Jada didn't see Tupac as someone she would naturally connect with, but his charisma drew her in, as she later described it, like a magnet. Their bond evolved into a strong platonic friendship that remained intact even when Jada moved to Los Angeles and Tupac found himself incarcerated. However, their dynamic began to shift after Tupac's release from prison. In a revealing interview with Howard Stern, Jada shared the pivotal moment when their relationship changed. "We had a very hardcore disagreement. I just wasn't in agreement with the direction that he was taking. He felt as though I had changed." She acknowledged that Tupac's mindset at that time was critical for his survival in a challenging environment, and while she has come to understand his perspective, it ultimately created a distance between them. "It was a mentality that he started to come out of before he was murdered," Jada reflected, expressing her regret about not reconciling with him before his tragic death in 1996. She often wished she could have conveyed to him just how much she still loved him. Even years later, the emotional weight of Tupac's loss remains heavy for Jada. In a heartfelt conversation with Sway's Universe, she spoke candidly about the significance of his friendship during one of the toughest periods of her life. "When you have somebody that has your back when you feel like you're nothing, that's everything," she said, emphasizing the profound impact Tupac had on her sense of self-worth and resilience. Their relationship was not just a teenage friendship, it was a deep emotional bond that provided Jada with support and encouragement during challenging times. As Tupac rose to fame, the pressures of the music industry and his own struggles shaped their interactions. Despite their differences, the love and respect they held for one another never faded. Will and Jada's marriage is in crisis. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith have navigated significant challenges in their marriage over the years. On an episode of Red Table Talk, Jada shared her feelings about their relationship, particularly in the early stages when she often felt trapped in a life that appeared perfect to outsiders but didn't resonate with her true self. "I was living a life that contained so much that didn't reflect who I really was," she confessed. Will, who appeared alongside her on the show, opened up about his intentions behind lavish gifts he had given Jada, like a sprawling mansion and an extravagant birthday celebration for her 40th. He admitted that these gestures were less about meeting her needs and more about fulfilling his own emotional void. "I came to realize that I was crafting an illusion," Will explained. "Having grown up in an environment where I witnessed my father's abusive behavior towards my mother, I was adamant about creating a relationship that projected an image of happiness and stability." Despite the outward appearances, Jada recounted her internal struggles, feeling deeply unhappy yet conflicted about her emotions. "There were moments when I felt truly ungrateful. I would look around at my life and think, how can you be so miserable? I genuinely thought I was losing my mind," she reflected. As the conversation progressed, Will revealed that there was a period when he and Jada actually separated, although they never went through with a divorce. This time apart allowed them both to gain perspective. Eventually, they found their way back to each other, with Jada learning to cultivate happiness within herself. At the same time, Will recognized the need to set aside his ego in order to genuinely reconnect with her. Their journey has been a testament to the complexities of love and marriage. They've since become advocates for openness in relationships, emphasizing the importance of communication and self-discovery. Jada and Will continue to share their experiences to shed light on the realities of marriage, encouraging others to confront their struggles rather than glossing over them. Her daughter's harrowing struggle with self-harm. During an emotional episode of Red Table Talk, Jada Pinkett Smith was visibly taken aback when her 17-year-old daughter, Willow Smith, disclosed that she had been secretly engaging in self-harm. Willow opened up about the origins of her struggles, which began after the overwhelming success of her hit single, Whip My Hair, when she was only 10 years old. As her fame grew, so did the pressure to keep producing music. After the tour and all the promotional events, there was an expectation for me to finish my album, she shared. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Once everything calmed down, I found myself listening to a lot of dark music, and I slipped into this black hole, Willow revealed that during this difficult time, she confided in only one friend about her self-harm. When asked about her motivations, she explained, "I felt overwhelmed by so much emotional pain. Yet my life didn't seem to reflect that turmoil. Cutting made the pain tangible. It was something I could point to, rather than this invisible weight that was haunting my thoughts." Though Jada was shocked by her daughter's confession, she chose not to place blame on herself. In a subsequent interview with Ryan Seacrest, she expressed her understanding of the situation. "We can't be there for every dark moment our children experience," she said. "I realized that because there were many dark times in my own life that I kept hidden from my mother. I didn't want to burden her with my struggles." Jada's insights shed light on the challenges that many parents face when trying to support their children through difficult times. It's not uncommon for young people to grapple with their emotions in silence, feeling as though they must navigate their pain alone. The conversation between Jada and Willow highlights the importance of open dialogue and the need for support systems for both parents and children. Experts suggest that self-harm often stems from feelings of helplessness, with individuals seeking to regain a sense of control over their emotional pain. In Willow's case, her music career and the pressures that accompanied it played a significant role in her struggles. As a parent, Jada's approach emphasizes compassion and understanding rather than judgment, aiming to foster a safe space for Willow to express her feelings. Jada Pinkett Smith's shocking battle with alopecia. Jada Pinkett Smith is well known for her chic headscarves, but there's a deeply personal reason behind her fashion choice. In a revealing episode of Red Table Talk, Jada spoke candidly about her battle with hair loss, a condition that has profoundly affected her emotionally. "One day while I was in the shower, I noticed handfuls of hair coming out," she recalled. "I was struck with fear, thinking, 'Oh my God, am I going bald?' It was a moment filled with panic, and I could literally feel myself shaking." This journey through hair loss prompted her to adopt the bold, close-cropped hairstyles that have become her signature look. Despite seeking medical help and undergoing numerous tests, the underlying cause of her alopecia remains elusive. Jada shared her frustration over the mystery surrounding her condition, as hair loss can be linked to various factors, including autoimmune disorders and genetics. In a subsequent Instagram video, she provided her followers with an update on her treatment. Jada revealed that she has been receiving steroid injections to manage her alopecia. Although these treatments have brought some relief, they have not fully alleviated the issue. She expressed her desire for others to understand the complexities of living with such a condition and the mental toll it can take. The topic of her hair loss garnered significant attention during the 2022 Oscars, a night that would become infamous in pop culture history. During the ceremony, comedian Chris Rock made a joke about Jada's shaved head, likening her appearance to that of Demi Moore's character in the film G.I. Jane, who is known for her buzzed hairstyle. The comment, intended as humor, sparked controversy and prompted an immediate reaction from Jada's husband, Will Smith. In a moment that shocked the audience, Will stood up and confronted Rock, ultimately slapping him in defense of his wife. Jada Pinkett Smith wept non-stop for 45 days. Over the years, the complexities in Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith's marriage have become increasingly evident to fans. Insights into their relationship struggles have emerged through Will's memoir, Will, and the candid conversations on Red Table Talk. In one particularly revealing episode, Will opened up about a harrowing period in their marriage that left Jada emotionally devastated. "There was a time when your mom cried for 45 days straight," he revealed to their daughter, Willow, who was present during the discussion. "I started keeping a diary during that time," he added, illustrating the depth of his concern. "Every morning I would write. I think that was the worst I've ever felt in our marriage. I was failing miserably." The revelation of Jada's prolonged tears resonated with many, particularly in the context of the couple's ups and downs. Jada had previously discussed her romantic involvement with singer August Alsina during a challenging phase in her marriage to Will, a period marked by separation. "It had been so long since I felt good, and it was really a joy to help heal someone," she reflected during another episode of Red Table Talk, hinting at the emotional connection she developed with Alsina. This so-called entanglement ultimately served as a turning point for their relationship. Interestingly, what could have driven them apart instead became a catalyst for deeper understanding. "One of the things I'm deeply grateful for in this whole process between us is that we've really reached a new place of unconditional love," Jada expressed during the show, highlighting how adversity can lead to growth and resilience within a partnership. The journey of Jada and Will is emblematic of many relationships, where personal struggles and external challenges often intersect. As they navigated through their trials, both the public and the private facets of their lives intertwined, revealing how vulnerability can sometimes strengthen bonds rather than fracture them. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have been living apart since 2016. In an interview with Today in October 2023, Jada Pinkett Smith caught Hoda Kotb off guard by disclosing that she and Will Smith have essentially been separated for several years, living separate lives since 2016. This situation, she explained, was akin to an informal divorce that never followed any legal protocols. While the couple had alluded to a brief separation during a Red Table Talk episode in 2020, it hadn't seemed particularly serious at that time because they continued to appear as a united front in public. When Hoda inquired about the reasons for maintaining that facade for so long, Jada responded, "I think we just weren't ready yet. We were still trying to figure out how to be in partnership and how to present that to people. We hadn't figured it out." Jada's candid revelation also provided fresh context regarding Will's infamous incident at the 2022 Oscars. When Will shouted, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," at comedian Chris Rock after a derogatory joke about Jada's alopecia, the incident took many by surprise, including Jada herself. "I was as surprised as anyone, because Will and I hadn't referred to each other as husband and wife since 2016, she stated during an episode of On Purpose with Jay Shetty, emphasizing the unexpected nature of the confrontation. Adding more complexity to the story, Jada shared with people that Chris Rock had, in fact, asked her out on a date years prior, coinciding with false reports of divorce circulating at that time. This revelation not only highlights the intricacies of relationships in the public eye, but also sheds light on the various pressures and expectations that come with fame. Throughout their journey, Jada and Will have faced scrutiny and speculation from the media and fans alike, navigating their personal and public personas. Their willingness to share their experiences reflects a deeper conversation about the realities of marriage, separation, and the complexities of maintaining a partnership amid external pressures. Now, let's take a step back in time to uncover the childhood experiences that could lead someone to act so violently. What events shaped Jada into the person she is today? Join us to explore the early years of her life that set the stage for her bold and, at times, shocking actions. Jada Pinkett Smith's childhood was shattered by her mother's heroin addiction. Jada Pinkett Smith's upbringing was deeply influenced by the struggles of her mother, who battled heroin addiction. Growing up, Jada faced numerous challenges, including the weight of knowing that her mother, Adrienne Banfield Norris, became a parent at a very young age. In a heartfelt episode of Red Table Talk, Jada and her mother shared intimate details about a particularly painful part of Jada's childhood. Adrienne's struggle with heroin addiction loomed large during those formative years. Jada recounted, "I think I didn't find out my mother was addicted to heroin until I was in my teens." This revelation, however, was not entirely surprising to her. "I could tell when my mother was high," she explained. "She couldn't make it on time to pick me up from school, or she'd be nodding off, falling asleep in the middle of something. You just realize, oh, that's not being tired, that is like a drug problem." The journey of recovery has not been easy for Banfield Norris. Although she has been sober since the 1990s, the emotional scars left by her addiction have had a lasting impact on Jada. "The emotional damage and the spiritual damage that I did to myself and to her, that was devastating," Adrienne openly admitted, reflecting on the toll of her addiction not just on herself but on her daughter as well. Over the years, Jada and her mother have dedicated themselves to healing their relationship. Through therapy and open communication, they have worked to rebuild trust and understanding. Their bond has flourished, especially as Adrienne stepped in to assist with Jada's children when she faced challenges as a working mother. During one poignant moment on Red Table Talk, Jada expressed her heartfelt gratitude towards her mother for her unwavering support. She said, "It helped me so much because if I didn't have you, I wouldn't have been able to do the Matrix. I wouldn't have been able to keep working. You went with me everywhere. And because of you, I was able to have my children with me. So, thank you." This sentiment speaks volumes about the journey they've taken together, transforming a relationship once marred by addiction into one characterized by resilience and love. Jada's story is not just about overcoming adversity, it's also a testament to the power of forgiveness and the enduring strength of family ties. The relationship between Jada and Adrienne highlights a broader narrative about addiction, recovery, and the importance of support systems in healing. Her complicated relationship with her father. During an emotional episode of Red Table Talk, Jada Pinkett Smith bravely shared her journey of grappling with forgiveness towards her late father, Robsol Pinkett Jr., who passed away from a drug overdose. Reflecting on her childhood, she revealed that her father was largely absent from her life, only reappearing when she had achieved significant success in her career. "The hardest part for me was when I finally made it, and then he wanted to have a relationship. That really hurt," she confessed, expressing the pain of feeling used after years of estrangement. The news of her father's death brought back a flood of memories, particularly the circumstances surrounding his relapse. Jada received the heart-wrenching call from her half-brother, Jada Pinkett. "The most difficult thing about his passing was that we had just had a terrible fight when I found out he had relapsed," she recalled, illustrating how the timing of the news intensified her grief. Jada also opened up about his own experiences with their father, highlighting the complex dynamics within their family. He remembered a significant conversation they had prior to Robsol's death, where they discussed his ongoing struggles with substance abuse. "I was so angry, and he told me, 'That's what the disease is. This is who I am.' That hit me hard," Jada explained. "He was saying that even though this is part of him, he's still my father." This acknowledgement brought a deeper understanding of the challenges of addiction and the impact it had on their familial bonds. As the discussion progressed, Jada reflected on how her complicated relationship with her father shaped her views on romantic relationships as an adult. "You don't really notice it at first, but you end up expecting your partner to be the thing your father wasn't," she admitted. This revelation sheds light on a common psychological pattern where individuals project their unmet needs from parental relationships onto their partners, often leading to unrealistic expectations and emotional turmoil. The exploration of Jada's relationship with her father not only highlights the intricacies of familial bonds, but also underscores the broader implications of parental relationships on adult life. Many people can relate to the complexities of trying to reconcile feelings of love, disappointment, and the desire for connection, particularly when faced with a parent's shortcomings. Childhood marked by domestic violence. Jada Pinkett Smith's early life was deeply affected by the harsh realities of domestic violence as she grew up observing her mother, Adrienne Banfield Jones, endure abuse from her father, Robsell Pinkett Jr. In a poignant episode of Red Table Talk, Jada recounted a moment from her childhood when she noticed a scar on her mother's back, which served as a painful revelation about her mother's traumatic past. It was then that she first began to understand the extent of her mother's suffering as a victim of domestic abuse. Banfield Jones shared a chilling memory that vividly illustrated the terror she faced. "He was really angry about something," she recalled, reflecting on an incident that escalated into violence. "I don't even remember what the fight was about, but he started hitting me in a fit of rage." In the midst of the chaos, she realized she had to escape to protect herself. As she backed out of her husband's den and into the master bedroom, a sobering thought struck her. "Oh my God, we left Jada." Although she believed that Robsell wouldn't hurt their daughter, the overwhelming fear for Jada's safety weighed heavily on her. Listening to her mother recount these traumatic experiences brought Jada to tears, highlighting the deep emotional scars left by witnessing such violence. The discussion took an even more emotional turn when a family friend shared her own harrowing story of living in an abusive relationship. This guest's tale resonated profoundly with Jada, mirroring the trauma she had experienced as a child. The conversations surrounding domestic violence are not just personal stories. They shed light on a pervasive issue that affects many families. Domestic abuse can leave long-lasting impacts not only on the victims, but also on the children who witness it. It can shape their understanding of relationships and influence their emotional well-being as they grow into adulthood. Jada's willingness to confront these painful memories and share them publicly helps to raise awareness about the cycle of abuse, encouraging others to break the silence and seek help. After all the trials and tribulations she's faced, Jada has become a force to be reckoned with, bravely stepping forward to unveil the hidden truths of her life at 53. Let's hear the shocking revelations she will share with the fans who have stood by her side through it all. Jada Pinkett Smith unveils the shocking truths of her life. As Jada Pinkett Smith approaches her 53rd birthday on September 18th, many wonder where she finds herself in life now. On September 1st, she took to social media to share her reflections on the closing days of summer, expressing that her heart has been blooming in so many ways. However, the next day, she switched her Instagram account to private and posted a thought-provoking graphic that stated, "A man can choose to belong to someone, and if he does, he is considered noble. A woman is told she must belong to someone or she is not worthy." In the accompanying caption, Jada delved into the societal perception of women, noting that even those regarded as icons can be seen as lacking or incomplete without a male partner. "We mere mortal women are worthy simply because we exist," Jada declared. She elaborated, "If we choose to bond with someone from this space, we will create monumental love and give birth to treasures." With her 10.9 million Instagram followers hanging on her every post, Jada continues to keep them intrigued with her occasional enigmatic messages. Meanwhile, Will Smith has been busy globetrotting. His travels have taken him from Italy, where he enjoyed a luxurious yacht getaway with Johnny Depp and participated in a tribute to Andrea Bocelli in 2018, his hometown of La Jatico, to Switzerland, Spain, and the scenic Lake Como, where he engaged in thrilling water drag races against tennis star Rafael Nadal. His adventures even included a stop in Azerbaijan, where he reunited with his friend Lewis Hamilton at the Ferrari garage before jetting off to Brazil for a performance at Rock in Rio on September 19th. Although Jada and Will have not shared many glimpses of their summer journeys together, she did give him a heartfelt nod on Father's Day, posting a sweet snapshot of him napping among family, which included their children, Trey Smith from Will's previous marriage, Jaden, and Willow, as well as Jada's mother, Adrienne Banfield Norris. Jada stood proudly by Will's side at the Dubai premiere of Bad Boys, Ride or Die on May 23rd, and just a week later, they attended the movie's Los Angeles premiere together, marking their first public appearance since she revealed their separation in October 2023. Despite the separate lives they seem to lead, it appears they are actively finding ways to connect. "We are together," Jada shared with NPR's Brittany Luce during an appearance on the It's Been a Minute podcast in February. "But we are together in a way that works for us, and that's really difficult to explain." She acknowledged their unique dynamic, affirming that while they may not conform to the traditional couple model, they enjoy what we are. Last year, while on her book tour, Jada reflected on her relationship with Will, describing it as a masterpiece of connection. She elaborated, "I think everybody's life is their own work of art, and then we have many pieces within it. I have a lot of ideas around marriage, and I think it can be one of the most powerful dynamics." In her candid discussions about relationships, Jada offered hard-earned wisdom for anyone seeking perpetual romantic bliss. "If you're looking to stay in a cycle of romanticism, to remain in the honeymoon stage, to avoid betrayal and pain, and to dodge dealing with your own issues as well as someone else's, then don't get married. Just date," she advised. She used a vivid metaphor to describe relationships. "You can't make a cake with all sugar. In one lifetime, we've experienced about 20 different ones. If I had to describe our union, I'd say it's like a tapestry, rich with colors and textures." Having graduated from the Baltimore School for the Arts, Jada has reignited her passion for painting. "I love textures," she explained, sharing her current creative process. "Right now, I'm really playing with that, enjoying the contrast between beauty and roughness and finding balance in both." She expressed immense pride in witnessing her daughter Willow blossom as a musician. "Seeing her perform makes my heart light up," Jada shared, laughing as she added, "She does it so much better than I ever did. Let's just start there." Fondly, she reminisced about bringing Willow to clubs when she was just 5, where she would often perform with her new metal band, Wicked Wisdom. "I'd have her on the shoulders of one of my security guards," Jada recalled, "and she loved it." "I have to give her props," Jada continued. "I'm a performer, but Willow is a musician, and there's a big difference." For Jada, witnessing her daughter unapologetically express so many different sides of herself is a profound joy. Reflecting on the challenges of sharing one's truth with the world, Jada emphasized the significance of embracing all facets of oneself. The courage to embrace all aspects of ourselves, despite the disappointment, anger, and resentment that come with letting go of romantic ideals, is part of the freedom and empowerment of being a woman. Since the release of her memoir, Worthy, Jada has been decompressing from the book, stating, "It's one of the projects I'm most proud of in a long time," and with the belief that the relationship with yourself is the greatest masterpiece, she concluded, "I'm always working on, Jada. That's a constant journey." What are your thoughts on Jada's life? Let's share your insights in the comments section below. If you found this insight into Jada's life captivating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more riveting content that dives deep into the poignant saga of Jada Pinkett Smith. Thank you and see you in the next video. Goodbye.